Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are here to finalize what has been an interesting season of The Mandalorian. Could it be the series finale? We'll get into all that. We don't know what they're going to do, obviously. But first of all, I do want to very quickly plug the podcast, which is the Deucecast Movie Show. We drop episodes every Wednesday. We've got our standard Reflections episode coming out tomorrow. Also with
it's hot.
International Earl. That's hard to say.
International
Earl, where we assign Earl some foreign films. Garrison did. Burgess got to assign something, and then myself and Dave. That's really all Earl has time for. Earl only has time for 4 movies.
Do you know how much time Earl has, guys?
Look, Earl has very
The Lives
little
of
time.
Others is not streaming anywhere. You have to rent
That's
it.
the
So I would never do that.
That's
he has to
literally
rent the one I
watched
assigned.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Anyways,
The Lives of Others. All right,
so let us go around the horn here, Garrison. How's it been? Have you recovered from this season of The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I didn't come down with the sickness as hard as you guys did.
Good. That's good to know. You're not down with the sickness.
I'll give a quick plug. If you're a big Jackie Chan fan, I think you should really support a film coming to American Blu-ray tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
because I will tell you that Police Story 3 Super Cop is out now through 88 Films in America. Both Hong Kong and American Cop. So yeah,
that's good. That has nothing to do with The Mandalorian, but that's
no, it doesn't.
Rhett, I see your name. It says Star Trek fan. Are you sure you're in the right place?
Yeah, I watched Mandalorian. I kind of let it simmer for 24 hours or so, and then I washed it clean from my body with the finale of Picard season 3.
Like an enema. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a good sci-fi colonic.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's a tease of things to come up, apparently. Jacob, any trepidation about this season of The Mandalorian? I mean, in general, before we talk about episode 8?
No, I mean, undisputedly the worst of the 3 seasons, but
okay, that's fair.
Kind of a nothing finale, but not like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I feel it. It may not. Once we dive in, it may not have been completely useless, but yes, Brian, and we appreciate your patronage. Den Earl, apparently you're a fan.
Apparently, I'm the only one left in America.
Earl, I just said it. I was not.
No, Garrison liked it.
No, I mean, I thought the series finale, season finale, whatever it's going to end up being.
Exactly, we don't know.
IP finale.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Stop it. Stop it.
I thought it did what it had to do. It was workmanlike, but there were things I liked about it. There's things I really liked about it.
Yes,
and I rewatched it, and I can elucidate further when we get to.
There's one great scene.
Did you say hallucinate further?
Elucidate.
He's on That's why I liked it.
Okay.
I'm using big college words, Michael. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't go to college, so there you go. I don't know what you're
expound on it later.
Yeah,
I'll expound.
You have to, please use small words. This is not a Star Trek show. This is a Star Wars show.
This isn't a nerd show, Doctor.
We talk big later. We talk big later about show.
Oh, look at this. We have a fan. Yes, it is.
Right.
Melissa.
He is the star.
He is the star. Well, no, he's
Sabrina
not. Well,
Farrah.
one of the co-stars.
Oh, it's got spoiled for me in the Discord. So.
I know. I apologize.
Is it already ruined?
I spoiled it. I didn't realize that people hadn't seen Sabrina before. So I completely.
It's very different from the movies. This is the stage play from 1956.
I've never seen the 50s
even
film.
The Bogart pictures a different take. The Harrison Ford movie is it's a little different story.
Very 90s.
Yeah, the characterizations are very different. So it's not you can still watch Sabrina.
And Rhett is the teenage witch.
Yeah, Rhett plays the teenage
Salem.
witch.
Salem.
Yeah. All right. Well, of course, episode 8, The Rescue, was directed by Rick Famuyiwa, only written by Jon Favreau. I had, for some reason, thought
You
that
had
Filoni...
IMDb brain.
I know,
there.
dude. I need to just stop with IMDb because
Yes, I know.
they are
They're just
inaccurate.
wrong.
in
They're
all
Like
wrong.
like you can go edit whatever you'd like there. Like you,
I know. I know. It's
Written by Rhett Barnett.
It's a bad
That's right.
idea.
I have an IMDb page. I know what can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Oh, that's
Melissa.
true.
Apparently tonight is Big Brain Night on the Deucecast Extra. I didn't
Colonic and
understand-
elucidate.
I don't
didn't
know that
it would
colonic
be.
is a big word.
I don't think colonic is a big word, but I mean the idea of a colonic, I don't know. So I mean we don't have to break down the episode. It's been like a full week, obviously, and which
It
is
feels
what we.
way longer than that.
It
feels like
does.
this finale was
It
like
real-
18 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I just
it's-
rewatched it, and
you know,
was just like moments
strange.
ago, and
Yeah.
was
It's-
reminded of several things that I
Mhm.
forgot.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I just watched it for the first time like an hour ago.
Well, it's because you guys watched it. Didn't some of y'all stay up late and watch it, like at 2 in the
I
I
morning?
did,
did.
yeah,
I
did.
did.
For sure.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
if
I
you
did.
that's not a
Well, that was
your
worth
brain
it.
is not processing.
I did
it.
rewatch it
Yeah,
this
Earl,
afternoon.
some
I
of my
did.
worst experiences watching episodes are staying up to watch them.
Yeah.
Now
Right,
it's 3 a.m. over here, which is even worse. But yeah,
You,
No,
you know
I
why
just
I watch it
rewatched
late?
it just-
Let me tell you why.
Yeah, let's hear you why.
The episode in season 2.
Okay.
I cannot think. True Believer or The Believer, I think it was. It
Mhm,
was maybe the 6th episode with Bill Burr.
Okay.
You know, they
Oh,
do
yeah.
the whole that you know he takes his mask off. They have the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
I think that's the one where Boba Fett drops the seismic charge on the TIE fighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
And,
awesome.
I stayed up for that one, and I was pumped. That's a great.
Yes.
That's,
Yes.
that's probably my favorite episode of The Mandalorian. I like it better than the finale.
Yeah. It's a good episode.
It's kind of a case of cameos done right,
Mhm.
where Bill Burr didn't stick out to me as Bill Burr. He kind of
Mhm.
became that character, and I thought he did a pretty good job. He and Mando have a great chemistry together. You know that
Mhm.
one of the better scenes in all the Star Wars saga is them sitting at the table.
Because
with,
Pedro's actually on set.
That's a great scene.
You have actual acting.
I stay up to 2 a.m. to watch this
Yeah.
because I want to recreate that experience. It was a joy to be on Twitter right after it. Everybody.
Or
was
how about
fired
Luke
up about it. There
Skywalker
were
showing up
GIFs
and
posted of different pieces, and
Yeah.
I wanted that. I wanted to capture that again, and so I stay up and watch it. And boy, what a
you
what a
just like that
disappointment.
episode because it had the bomb sound. I
Yeah,
remember.
the-
You
I,
were
did
on
the, I like the thwang sound from the.
Twang.
That's a good show.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is
I mean,
a good sound.
It is a good sound. It's a great Star Wars sound.
Elite
Yeah.
sound.
Ben Burt, I
Thank you, Ben
believe,
Burt.
Mhm.
created
Yeah.
that sound.
Yep.
It's been tinkered with, obviously, but I think he created the
Pretty,
originals.
pretty
It's
close.
the original.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
original.
Yeah, it's close.
He got it right the first time. There's not a lot of
Mhm.
tinkering needed.
Yeah. So, like Earl kind of alluded to, I mean, what really happened in the episode? I mean, not much. It's like they were trying to hurriedly
They-
tie.
A ton happened in
Yeah,
the
They
Ton
took back
happened.
Mandalore.
They were
The dark
hurriedly
saber was
I don't think that's
destroyed.
fair.
Din Grogu. They changed Din Djarin's last name
No,
to
no.
Din
Grogu-
instead of
No.
Djarin.
Well,
Yeah, it's
no.
not
Well,
last
he's
name. It's not
Korean,
surname. It's
guys.
his
He's
family
Korean.
name, right?
Yes, but Bo-Katan is not.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just like look. I'm calling that out as that's too nitpicky. I mean,
Yeah.
That's too
Oh, it is for sure. But the note I had written down was I feel like Din was his first name until they decided that Grogu Djarin sounded stupid, so they changed it to the Asian way, where the
Din
last
Grogu.
name
Oh.
comes
Yeah,
first
yeah,
for
yeah.
Din.
Actually, you know what? I kind of like the Asian thing though, because
Yeah.
this has always kind of had an Asian influence, especially this show. I mean,
Yeah,
Star Wars in
Thank you,
general.
Garrison.
But
Thank you.
yeah.
For sure,
it kinda
I don't dislike it. It's just funny that
it's a neat.
Bo
it was a nice
Katan,
twist.
nobody's
Didn't see it coming.
like she's Clan Bo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. No. Bo-Katan Kryze or whatever.
Kreese
it
is her
was.
last
Kreese.
name.
Kreese,
Kreese
yeah.
is her last
Kreese,
name.
like from
But she's a
Cobra
different.
Kai.
I mean, it's just like different cultural names could happen
Sure.
in these different.
Oh, for
planets
sure.
coming in.
It's not a real complaint. It was just a
Din
funny
Grogu.
thing that I picked up
Yeah,
on a second.
no, it is kind of. It is.
Well,
Has
kind
what
of-
I
there
like
ever
to-
been a character to have more names than Baby Yoda, the Child, Grogu, now Din Grogu? I mean, this character's had 4 different like identities through this series. Yeah, Dim Sum. Yeah, exactly, Melissa.
Now I'm getting hungry.
And so now, as always, of course, the chef has to make us feel hungry when we have
Yeah.
no way to alleviate this hunger pain. Now
I have
mean,
chicken wings right here.
You son of a! Oh
Look
my,
at that.
Oh my gosh! Don't make me look at
stop
food. I'm
that.
starving.
God, I'm
Chicken wings and a
famished.
beer.
I had dinner at 5, and I'm actually feeling like hunger
Yeah,
now.
I know. I'm starving.
Yeah, 2 hours ago I was eating dinner, and now I'm
That's like 2 hours ago.
let me jump in. The part that I really liked, that I thought was good. I liked almost all the Mandalorian stuff in this episode. I felt like they finally nailed the jetpacks better.
Yeah.
You've been complaining about that all season. Yeah, I'm glad you. Yeah,
pretty sketchy.
Yeah,
and this looked pretty good. I liked there's a shot of all the Mandalorians jumping out of the capital ship, coming up on the gauntlets and the fighter escorts, and that's a great Star Warsy feeling shot of them in orbit and in low orbit. That felt good. I thought that the fight with the Beskar troops, or I don't know what their official name is. I thought
it's the easiest thing to call them is Beskar.
I thought it was pretty good. It was something different. I thought it was like we hadn't seen that in Star Wars, or really many places. Really, that air to air, hand to hand, combination. I really liked that.
Yeah, I liked all the different fighting styles we saw in it too. The armor was just swinging around.
On some level, that's silly, right?
Sure.
Look, there's some inconsistencies with it that I never can. I always notice. Sometimes the Darksaber bounces off Beskar. Sometimes it doesn't. You stab it. You stab straight through it. Sometimes getting shot by it is a problem. Sometimes it bounces off and nothing happens.
Right.
I don't understand the mechanics of the jetpack. I don't know how. I noticed Jen, the Mandalorian, he grabbed one of the troopers and put it on. Like he had the white one on his back. He had taken off the trooper. Like,
that's right.
He use it? Like, is it Bluetooth? Like what? How is it compatible with his system?
It's wire to wire.
Yeah, it connects in the back.
Okay, but still, how do you control?
It's like a magnetic.
Beskar sends.
How do you control it? Is a great question.
Like their Duke with the jump jetpack and the GI Joe intro intro, right? They just take off whatever they get the notes.
It's like that kid
buttons or anything.
Right, you remember that kid's toy thing that came out a decade ago that you put the band around your head and the ball starts to float?
Yes, the Star Wars. Yeah, it's just like that.
And another thing we got
was probably controlled within the helmet somehow.
We had you say that, but we got a POV shot through Mandalorian's helmet at the beginning of this episode. And let me tell you, there's no peripheral vision for the Mandalorian. It's a terrible setup.
He's like,
that's why they stink at hand-to-hand combat.
Except in this episode.
Well, no,
they're really adept at everything.
Din Djarin was a ninja in this episode.
Well, no, and that's the one thing I liked. I love the whole fight through the shield.
Yes, that was the best scene of the episode, best scene of the series.
And R5D4, hero of the episode.
It's a great moment where he kicks a guy or something and reaches to try to grab his gun as the trooper's falling off the ledge.
Yes.
It's a great, it's just a blink and you miss it kind of shot, but it showed that there was some thought and some choreography.
Well, that's Lateef Crowder. I think Lateef Crowder is the guy that does the martial arts. And then you've got Brendan Wayne
this time
does more like Brendan Wayne does more like the regular stunts, and then Lateef Crowder comes in for the martial arts stuff. So I mean,
just the choreography, just overall. I mean, for the show,
the fight was good. This whole episode, I thought.
I said it last week. The Beskar troops again, especially in that the Qui-Gon Jinn Darth Maul laser scene. It really does remind me of that John Wick scene where the Continental's troops are coming in with the armor that can't be pierced, and they're having to shoot them 18 times.
Yeah,
there's a lot of that's I think done really well.
Yeah, I agree.
That's right. Always call back
in these last two episodes.
Always call back.
It reminded me a little bit of because it wasn't that tight. It reminded me of the Daredevil hallway fight a little bit as well.
A little bit.
That was
a nice thing to be reminded of, or the raid even. Those are good things to homage in your fight
There was
scene.
one. Was it what's her name? Saskia Reeves' character. Casca. There was a cool scene where she slid across a platform, dropped down.
No, that was Bo. I thought was that her?
No, that was Casca. I think that was Casca.
That was Bo doing that.
Yeah, it took me a minute because I was like, "Who is this we're following?" And then because she didn't have the dark saber,
that was a nice move. Then she hovered over the ledge a second. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Maybe it was Bo, but I think it was Casca. But just because
I was kind of bummed that she did not get any lines in the 2 or 3 episodes that she was in. I was like,
Axe Woes or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he got turns out being a good guy. You know, he was one of the the spies amounted to nothing, right?
Yeah.
Who were they?
Misdirection of like did you just pull a random word out of the dictionary to name your it had nothing to do with anything?
Well, someone came up with an alternate.
There's a biblical thing with spies.
Yeah, like the 12 spies of Israel.
Yeah,
so the guys they found there on the
that's awful. That's a deep cut for these guys
for sure. Yeah. Like maybe the scouts.
It's the only explanation, though. I mean, because
here's another little nitpick I'm going to call out because I love them. You remember in the dragon bird episode when everybody ran out of fuel trying to chase that bird across town?
Lots of fuel.
Lots of fuel issues.
My man Axe Woves reaches escape velocity with his jetpack to achieve low orbit over the planet. Okay.
Hey, the Night Owls, man, they got some supercharged.
That means that retroactively makes that the most contrived bullcrap you can imagine back then.
We're on Mandalore in the middle of a battle. We're using all our fuel that we can.
Yeah.
On
maximizing
that planet,
the fuel.
We don't have that with us at the time.
Here's
did he
the real
refuel on the way up. No.
Well, the real argument against it is maybe because Axe Woves is this mercenary. He has an upgraded jetpack that has more fuel capacity than these orthodox Mandalorians that are on some backwoods planet.
I would make the argument that Jon Favreau maybe takes more fuel to fly across, but other people ran out of fuel.
Axe Woves is much more aerodynamic than Favreau.
He's got a lot of drag. Good surface area.
He does not have a good.
It is the hollow leg theory. The hollow leg theory.
That's nitpicky, but here's the reason
there's some inconsistency
matter to me. It's because they're just not paying close attention, and I don't like that. I think you ought to. To me, Star Wars has always been like the pinnacle. I mean, that is what it's been in my head.
The pinnacle of what?
Of like entertainment,
all the IPs,
I mean, it had. I mean, like I spent more time imagining myself in Star Wars.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Than anything else. Okay.
Okay.
And
Michael,
and I expect.
What is Michael doing? Michael's like Star Trek is way
the
better.
Film that sold second most tickets all time to like freaking Gone with the Wind, and you're like, I don't know.
Is
Michael's like questioning his Star Wars fandom right now.
Yeah,
I love
his entire life.
I
watched Star Wars before you were born.
Solo. What is going on?
I saw that crap in the theater.
Michael's broken.
Michael, something's wrong. Dude, remember ESV?
The mix of Mandalorian and Picard coming out at the same time has broken Michael.
It might have. Right. I think it broke a lot of people. I think it broke a lot of people.
I don't think Mikey, not as many people watched Picard season 3.
Oh, I think you're.
I've got the streaming charts. 13.5 million people
that's fair.
In the last month watched Mando. No one, not even close on Picard.
I believe that. I mean, Mandalorian had at least built up some goodwill the first 2 seasons. And Picard absolutely destroyed it.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons of Picard were rough.
But it is, I got to tell you, it is the superior show for season 3 if you compare season 3 to season 3, okay?
Yeah, that's unfair too, but I mean, it is
little
what it
green
is.
guy. He was running around on a light fixture and you
have to imagine, and
awesome.
here's what's and I don't want to necessarily do this the whole episode, but you have to imagine the Paramount Plus budget is way less than the Disney budget too. I mean,
they're both hemorrhaging about the same amount of money, so who cares?
They're losing $1 billion a quarter either way.
They are.
It's
not even exaggeration.
Yes, I don't know the Paramount numbers, but Disney's losing.
It's no Paramount's $1 billion a quarter.
And but no, I think probably Picard spends their money better than
it looked that way
for this one season. Mandalorian's still up 2-1.
Yeah.
You're right.
Still
Yeah,
2-1. So, Mikey, don't give up hope.
The dip though is the writing. The quality in writing dipped so much in this
did
season.
Favreau just stop caring because there were some things?
It's hard to
rumors.
know.
There's
It's hard to
rumors
know.
starting.
It's hard to know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I'll
There's rumors for
acknowledge
that.
rumor is that
Filoni not
he
being
was
as involved
upset.
as.
He was
Filoni
upset
definitely
by being forced to bring Grogu back. His plans were kind of torn up when Gina Carano was dismissed. So the conjecture is that he turned on the franchise. He just kind of checked out, and he just crapped out some scripts just to get them done, and nobody was paying attention. And that is I like to.
That's a dumb theory, though.
Well, I like to say I believe it, but I don't. It's too good to be true, right? I mean,
it is
not how Hollywood works. But I think there is something different about his approach to this season than the other two. There's a much less care involved. There's a lot less connectivity, from scene to scene, from episode to episode. It felt off. And I think I acknowledge that the quality did dip. And
it was like Sabrina 96 compared to Sabrina Fair.
How dare you? How dare you? I love the Harrison Ford Sabrina.
I don't know what the story there is. Then the rumor today is that he's out at Lucasfilm. I don't know if that's true.
Where did you? Okay, where's your source? Is that on Star Wars Reddit?
By the way, Red.
I've got
cite your sources, sir.
I've got deep ties.
Look at Garrison rolling his eyes. Garrison.
No, that's the reason. That was the conversation on Twitter today. Is everybody's like, oh, he's out, blah blah blah. And
Red's got sources.
Sense. I mean,
some of those terrible. I mean, that's all those idiot. My source. I say that facetiously. I don't have a source. Sure. Of course, I don't have a source. No, I'm just reading the same crap on the internet that everybody reads. But that was my point here is probably true, but it sure felt like he was on. He had
and they certainly left themselves an out to even do a fourth season. I mean, despite Favreau saying he's written the scripts, they did. They had the circle closing in on Grogu.
But
that's a Star Wars.
Season 2 ended.
That means it's done. That means it's done.
Season 2 ended where it felt like it wrapped up, and everyone went, "Oh, they might not do a season 3." And Book of Boba Fett.
You left them on a cliff. No, I don't. People didn't think. No, but who thought that there wouldn't be?
People really thought that was over.
You left all of them on the bridge of a ship, standing there together.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, with the dangling darksaber bit.
Well, that it wouldn't be Din's story anymore.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Well, I mean, according to the Famuyiwa, he was like, the Mandalorian doesn't just mean Din; it could be all the Mandalorians.
I get it, Mikey, but that's not what the implication of the season was.
Sure. That's not what they meant.
Yeah,
that wasn't what it was intended.
Right.
But this whole thing is it's a repurposed Boba Fett movie anyway.
Originally,
yeah.
Oh wait, Ted can't stay long, but he's got something to say here. Can't stay long. Mando will be back, but I'm fine if it wasn't.
It felt
it could be a series finale.
Get straight to it. The final scene. It's very clear to me they're setting up a season 4 where they're back at square one. It's back to Adventure of the Week. As a bounty hunter.
And they could even do some of whatever the plots were going to be for the Rangers of the New Republic. Also,
sure.
I mean, they could use
that because he's kind of working.
They can now bring Mando and Grogu into other shows as well, and not have it be so bizarre like it was in Book of Boba Fett. Now it's hey, they're just sitting out there on Grief Karga's planet, and like they're just kind of doing stuff. So him to show up isn't going to be like this big surprise, and then for us to see Grogu with Luke, it's not like whoa. It'll just be like okay, they're together, they're doing some bounty hunting stuff, taking care of the Outer Rims.
Yeah, it felt like a nice little reset. If they do decide to go forward, there's not as much baggage holding them back as there was at the end of season 2.
I liked it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to say not as good as something like No Way Home, but the ending of No Way Home is kind of a reset point for Spider-Man.
Right. No, that's right.
Kind of put back at square one in a sense. And the same thing happened with Mando. Again, season 3 is not as good as No Way Home, but you get what I'm saying. They're going for the same general type thing.
They're going for a reset. Now, I don't think
it gives them an opportunity to where if it's not greenlit yet, they didn't, it's not like the series finale of Alf where it ended on a massive cliffhanger. You know?
Right.
And then the funding runs out, and they said, "Well, we're
It's a
canceling."
very
this.
prescient reference. Yeah, it's a very prescient
yeah,
reference.
very timely too.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this word? Prescient. What does that mean, Michael?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is the
Everybody
big
else
word
dropping
Deucecast.
fancy words. He's trying to get into
Extra.
action.
Yes.
So,
Earl,
do
what were
we
you gonna
need
say?
IG-11 back though at the end to
Sure.
become the marshal?
Why
I did
not?
not like. I mean, they've already changed him into sort of a shell that, IG-12 for.
Well,
for
this is
Grogu.
this is a different. They
Sorry,
got the head.
Din Grogu.
They got the new head, and
Yeah,
so
that
then
was
they were able to rebuild IG-11 now because they got the new head.
IG-11 was not this beloved character that they seem to
I
think
know.
he was.
No, it's like they want to give Taika Waititi.
His name was in the credits.
It's his
No, I know.
consolation prize for having his movie cast aside.
Canceled. Yeah,
It's not.
Well, you can just go voice this character again.
yeah.
Well,
Here you go, man.
Kathy
We'll give
said
you a
that
couple
he's
bucks.
working on it. Kathy
Oh, I'm
said he's
sure he
working on it.
is.
Did
Just
she
like
mention
Ryan Johnson.
working on his trilogy too.
All right, that's next week. That's next week.
Wait, when's Lord
Uh,
Miller? When's Lord Miller going to do their? No.
Okay, let's talk
Their
about
solo?
let's talk about the Moff Gideon of it all.
The Moff Gideon was there.
Great
was.
3-on-1 fight scene, by the way.
Yeah,
That was
Grogu
good.
helping out, doing some force
Yes.
pushes here and there.
Yes.
Like that
Yes.
all worked really well. So I'm excited to see if
That's-
Grogu it does
Bo-Katan
do
flying
more
in
of this
and-
fighting stuff. I think that's a lot of fun.
That's
And
the element I really liked about
Mhm,
this finale
mhm,
was Din and Grogu fighting together. I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
liked that, and I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
like
they could
that.
build off that in season 4 in week-to-week adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
they
they
needed
definitely
to
did.
integrate Grogu more in the story. It felt very much like they didn't expect him to be
Mhm.
there this season.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And to work around that. And now that they've kind of put it in a state where they can really integrate the two of them, and this even the whole making it official with the adoption, which was just this trivial little silly
Mhm.
throwaway crap.
Found family, Rhett.
Yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
Come on, Rhett. Found family.
Yeah.
Jeez, Rhett.
You were adopted.
No, it wasn't.
It puts them, that opens
Oh,
the door for them to
Ted.
integrate them more closely, and I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, come on, oh my god.
No, I like this because
See,
I like this.
I'll say this. I think there are
is Grogu
two,
going to get a stash?
No, we're
I think
talking about
there are-
Gideon.
I think there are two possibilities. Maybe a clone died there. There's a possibility, though. I
Yeah.
would like it. I would personally like it if that was kind of like the end of Moff Gideon, and now we're into Thrawn. Personally,
Sure.
I think it's a clone, though. I think he's going
I
to
think
be.
it was a clone too.
or you could have another clone running around that of his.
Well,
from-
where's
Star Wars
the
do that.
mustache?
I'm
Where's
talking like you are,
where's the
like,
mustache?
That's a
is-
very CW move.
that's
mustache
EU,
gate.
That's old.
That's very
EU.
EU. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. But this
That was-
episode kind of felt EU-y.
It did.
That was Moff Gideon, Giideon.
That was Gideon.
You idiot.
Look,
No,
I'm
I think that's. I don't even think they
He was
realized.
also a
that
little
was broken
shorter.
law.
Right.
He was a little shorter than
Right.
the,
I'm
the
a
two
big-
Luke theory. He was a little-
No, Garrison, put that
I'm a
away.
big Trioculus fan. So
I don't think they even realized that mustache thing would trigger people. They just like
man
he
didn't
doesn't
ever.
he doesn't have a mustache right now. So
But
they
he
filmed
did
it
in the
anyway.
promotional poster for this season. That's the problem.
Because that picture was taken at a different time, probably.
I understand,
But
but
yes,
don't use that
for
as a
sure,
promotional.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nobody,
so wow.
Why not? That's how he looked. I mean, it just you don't. That's just nonsense. And
I'm with
frankly,
Rhett here.
those clones came out of they claim it came out of nowhere.
well, we saw the tank.
I
Tanks
know,
came out of
tanks,
nowhere.
the tanks,
Full
but
of
that was like
Gideons.
some massive reveal. We're all supposed to go, holy smokes, what has he been up to? It barely ties anything to the first order.
No, I think that was we've been leading to that all the whole series really with
To what
Pershing.
end?
And
Well, he
It
said
amounts
he
to
wanted to
nothing.
capture-
Well,
It
he
amounts
said
to
what he
nothing.
wanted.
The
He
big
said he
one
wanted
sentence about
superhuman,
Grogu.
super force
But it amounts to
wielding.
nothing in 3 seconds.
But the
that
problem
was
is he
ended.
can't have that because they couldn't figure it out in the sequel trilogy. So if he has it, unless
Right.
unless he actually did have it, but then he actually did destroy them, so they can't live.
No, they couldn't
for it to
live.
make sense
No.
with the sequel trilogy.
Yeah,
Right, so
they had to.
But
If we
it
care
was
about the
wrapped
sequel
up so quickly. I mean, it was
That
just
thing
you
was a
pushing
little
couple
quick.
of buttons and they all blow up. And
He's
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's
well, I'll
it.
just push this button. Boom.
And I didn't
boom.
know that he was such like a code breaker, like a hacker. I didn't
Right,
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
Grogu.
He
Din
knows
Djarin
how to
knew-
break
Yeah,
codes.
I don't know. I don't know anything about reading screens in Star Wars or managing those controls. It's all just random blinky lights. So
If you need a door to open or
Enemies.
close, shoot the button.
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
Exactly.
you shoot the door.
Either one, or lock
Oh,
or
they're
unlock.
locked in. No, they're not.
Yeah.
Pow! You shut the door.
And,
Oh, well,
and there's
okay.
always a port where you can always access
Boring
every
conversation anyway.
schematic of
Hey, can
every
we not do
base.
those hand motions on the screen, please, Earl?
You know, you just got to plug in.
You don't like? I'm doing a
Right in
R5D4. You know, like
Look,
Let me get a donut and a
R5D4,
French fry, and I'll show you what I mean.
R5D4, R5D4. That's all I'm gonna say. He was the best part of the episode for
Hey,
me.
so all
no.
astromechs have the little
Sorry.
jets, but
Sure.
they
Mhm.
never use them until the plot really calls for it.
Right,
until
right,
like
right, right.
episode
Reveal.
3.
They never
That's a
used them until
prequel and after the
prequels.
sequels.
Yeah.
They were
Prequels.
outlawed under the Empire.
A lot in the prequels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Empire outlawed them.
So when's the first time R2 uses it? Is it Attack of the Clones at the
Attack
Droid
of the
Factory?
Clones.
In the
Yeah.
droid
Yeah.
factory.
Yeah.
They were
Okay.
outlawed.
Yeah.
One
Vader. He was like,
last
more
point
jetpacks."
about Grogu fighting.
Yeah.
Like Black Panther said to Captain America, somebody get this man a lightsaber.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Me
would
neither.
see. I
What a
really,
big guy.
Give it to him.
I feel like they're not really even talking about. I feel like they should be talking more about the fact that he is a Jedi that's also a Mandalorian and
Yeah.
walking two
Mhm.
paths at once.
Yeah. They're not
Yeah.
really mentioning that at all.
And
It's like that
no.
whole story is just sidelined.
He's not walking the path of a Jedi. He has a little bit of force training, and that's it.
Yeah,
He's
so
not-
we haven't gotten there yet, but he's still using his powers a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Hey,
And he
remember
saved
earlier in
everybody.
the season
Saved
when
them
you
in
guys
fire.
made a big deal about the subtitles? You're like, now he's babbling. He's getting smarter. He's all
He
about
is. You see him
He
operate that
is.
heavy
He's
machinery?
doing-
He's
That's
pulling
the
those
doing.
levers.
He babbled.
He's
He
doing it
babbled in this
again.
episode. He babbled in
He
this
said
episode.
something.
I
He
As
said-
watched.
Qui-Gon Jinn said, the ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
Hey,
The
how
lack
do you
of speech does
operate?
not mean you're
He-
not intelligent.
When
How
he
do you operate with two
He's
joysticks,
prescient.
legs, a head, hands, feet, and arms? How do
You haven't seen inside that machine. There's other stuff going on
That's all he's
underneath.
doing.
No, he's
See,
got
Nah,
foot
there's
pedals.
other
There's
stuff.
foot pedals. There's definitely
Yeah.
foot
Like
pedals.
the drummer, like the drummer for Def Leppard.
well,
Yeah.
look, they'll go around his feet. They'll go around his feet, and then he moves his feet. He waddles his feet.
It's
all
like
over.
he does those
Pacific
flips,
Rim
I
robots.
just go crazy.
yeah.
I actually do love the practical
Neural
flips. I'm
bridge.
He
sorry.
could also be using the force to move the
Well, why does
arms.
he need
and-
that thing at all? Then just float around.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Well,
I
he
mean-
lost it, so whatever. you
yeah.
know?
Oh man! Now he's just going to pick
Really?
up frogs with his
Just
mind.
accept it. Just accept that it's silly and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
That's
for
okay.
sure.
I
No, for
do.
sure. The
Have to.
IG-12 thing doesn't. It was very silly,
It's a
but
toy.
it was.
It's a toy, guys.
It was
yes.
fun. It
Yes,
was.
Well,
it was.
realize that Ahsoka's
And
going
not
to be
very
amazing.
Safe. Like he's totally exposed.
Yeah, he's exposed.
For
yeah.
sure.
Gunfire.
Just
They
shoot him
should
right.
have brought the metal plate on his chest into the plot at some
Yeah, they
point.
should
Yeah.
let him get
They
shot at some
didn't pay
point.
that off at all.
No.
I mean,
That's
that
That's
was,
the only thing they didn't tie up this season.
No.
yeah, they did. Well,
Well,
at least
I wouldn't say the only thing.
Only thing.
they-
It is
they didn't
amazing that
use
we
it.
got every single guess wrong.
Oh,
There was
I
no
guess I
writing
said-
of a
There was
I
no
said,
mythosaur.
spy.
I said no helmet.
Oh
off
yeah,
the
there was no
valley
mythosaur.
and no
Yes.
an Axwell's redemption. So
Yeah, but
That's
we
fair.
did all
I
of
went
us
I went
thought-
two for 100 and something. So
all
yeah.
of us thought Mythosaur. Mythosaur didn't happen. Although Grogu communicated with the Mythosaur at the end of the episode.
he did.
So there was some of that because we know he can communicate with
Grogu will be
animals.
riding the Mythosaur in New Jedi Order. Yes.
He
Yeah.
could. He could be.
It might
See,
be.
that's the thing. They're not going to ever go back to the Mythosaur. I don't think they're going to back to any of this stuff. I really think
Whoa,
like
whoa.
they're
minute.
done with the Mandalorian.
I
I'm
think in
on board with
Ahsoka,
this. I'm on board with this prediction.
What?
Okay.
Grogu rides a mythosaur in New Jedi Order movie.
Yeah,
And it's
Somebody write
Grogu
that one
versus
down.
Rey.
I think Grogu should be the protagonist of New Jedi Order, but that's
I
just
think Grogu should be the antagonist of New Jedi Order.
The
Oh, that's
antagonist.
even better.
Oh, he's
Oh,
evil.
wow.
He's gone evil.
then so we
He
can
fights.
release that before we see his fall, and then we can have a whole show about his fall.
Oh,
A
yeah.
Fall of
cartoon
Grogu.
When he's a
that leads
But
up to-
it's
I
not really.
just no.
He embraces the Mandalorian and he does his history, and he's like, the Mandalorian hated the Jedi. We're gonna attack these new Jedi that just sprung up.
No,
And so it's,
no, you
we get a
guys are wrong
Mandalorian
here.
versus
He's
Jedi.
gonna ride the
battle.
mythosaur in with
No,
his helmet.
Rey Skywalker and Din Grogu are a dyad in the Force.
oh
That's-
crap.
Oh, I love that.
no,
Oh my gosh.
no,
Give me the little green
no.
No, they were actually
No.
a triad.
No, guys, stay with me here. Regu.
Rey.
Oh,
You know,
You're
you're
not
not
shipping
shipping
them,
rumor
are
that
you?
there's
Shipping.
a rumor floating around that she's pregnant in the movie.
and he's gonna have a green baby.
There we go.
Regu. Regu is the new
It's
love.
the new ship.
Hate that.
Rey.
You heard it
The
here
new-
first.
I'll be right back. I need to draft fan fiction very quickly.
Just type that into Chat
Erotic.
GPT.
Let
Erotic
AI
Ray
will create
Grogu,
it.
Ray / Grogu fanfic.
How
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how much you want to bet if you go to Archive of Our Own or I can't remember the other sites, but you type in
don't
Ray and
promote
Grogu
those.
right now. There's already some out
Oh,
there.
I'm sure. Yeah, 100%. There's been people already.
Well, hey, listen. When I
No,
was
there's
in,
no original thought anymore. So yeah, no, that's
when I was in med school, we wrote a whole song
Grogu
about
Rule
Yoda and
34. Here we
Princess
go.
Leia in a love affair. So
you wrote a song about it.
yeah,
in med school.
there's a whole song about Princess Leia and Yoda in a love affair. Then
Oh crap.
then Tattoo gets upset. Jawa.
Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Well,
Wait, you're bringing
Did
in
you
Tattoo
name the
from Fantasy
Jawa
Island?
tattoo?
Fantasy Island,
The Starship.
Is Ricardo Montalban in there?
yeah.
Hey,
That was a crazy song.
pro tip.
Okay.
Do not
Uh-oh.
Google search
Uh-oh.
Ray Grogu Rule 34.
Oh,
No.
I don't want to.
I don't
I
think
will
that's
never.
I don't think that's safe.
So
Oh.
the proof's in the pudding there, in other words.
Wait a minute. What is going on?
Okay, well now I have to Google it.
Oh no,
I'm not-
Garrison's looking.
I have
It's not even
restraint.
Ray. It's just like, why are we doing this with Grogu?
Right. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
That's what caught my
no,
attention. I'm like, nah, I'm out on this. I'm out on this little rabbit hole.
Yeah,
no, I
that's-
can't. I
that's
can't.
not-
This is
Or
not.
just some of the
that's,
tags that were on
that's
the
child
Yeah,
abuse.
that's what I saw. I was like, nah,
That's
I'm
child
done here.
abuse. No.
I'm done here.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't
You might
like
be on
that.
a watch.
Just,
You
just
might be on a
cancel
watch
my
list
internet
now.
connection and threw my
Yeah.
phone in a volcano.
I didn't even click on the link, but I almost want to. Anyway,
No.
no, not want to click on the link. Sorry,
I
that
know
was
what
a way
you
to.
I know what you meant. It's
You
okay.
know
YouTube,
who I'm kind of
YouTube
sick of?
audience, please do not what.
I am done with Wesley Kimmel. I don't want to see that guy again.
Oh, poor Wesley.
Nepalorian? The Nepalorian?
The Balorian.
Nepalorian, yeah.
The
Who's
worst.
Wesley Kimmel?
The
The little kid at the
kid
end.
who gets
Rygar.
baptized.
Oh,
Most
he's-
annoying voice for a Mandalorian that I've ever
He's
heard.
underneath the. I don't.
Oh,
The
yeah,
voice just drives me
He's a
crazy. It's like
child.
nails on a
He's a
chalkboard.
child.
I don't care. And I'm also mad at that Ashton Kutcher Reese Witherspoon movie. That was awful that he was in.
Oh yeah, he's in that movie. Yeah,
He's not your favorite actor. I'm telling
No.
He's not your. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
No.
you know, hey,
They made him a lot bigger deal than he should have been. Like him,
Right.
inconsequential,
Strangely.
nothing. Why
And
do
it
we
never
have
did that
any-
ever go anywhere? Did he?
yeah,
fight?
he got at the very end. He's now a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
He's
so what?
baptized.
He's been baptized.
Yeah, that was
He's the
that
Wesley
was-
I'm
Crusher of
not.
this show.
And they relit the furnace. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
The furnace was relit.
It's interesting to me that Paz Vizsla he had himself killed. Like Favreau killed Paz Vizsla in the last episode because he's done with Lucasfilm.
No,
So he's
that's
like,
what-
this
yeah,
is-
it was.
This is
He
basically
symbolically
killed
he says,
himself.
he fought the good fight. I fought the good fight for
I
you.
did all I
tried
could.
tried to save Star Wars, but I've been defeated by the
By
powers of
Praetorian
Praetorian
guards.
guards. I've been defeated by the
That's
the
exactly
sequel
what
trilogy.
that
Praetorian
That
guards.
was
One's Kathleen Kennedy. One's
he's-
Filoni.
He's
and
still
one's-
involved.
I
In,
don't
Iger.
know.
Yeah,
he's
sure.
still
Iger,
involved
Iger,
in
Iger.
Skeleton
Whoever,
Crew.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. That's exactly what.
Maybe-
Name alone. Name alone.
Maybe Favreau, Lindelof, and Snyder can create their own sci-fi universe.
They
Oh,
are going
God.
to Rebel Moon.
I know, and Favreau and Lindelof can like make a sequel and make a
Maybe.
series. it.
Well, no, but Lindelof says if it can't be great, it shouldn't be done. That's
and if he goes to a Zack Snyder universe, he's going to say this shouldn't be done. Yeah.
Prometheus.
Yeah, he did. Hey, I liked Prometheus.
And that was
great.
Prometheus is good.
I don't think it's great.
I didn't say it was great, but it's good. It's good.
Well, Lindelof broke his own rule. Then
Lindelof doesn't have all home runs in his career.
No, definitely not. No. He doesn't have all home runs, but lately he's been good.
Guys, I mean, he's like a script doctor, right?
Yeah.
Like some of your favorite movies, he secretly rewrote the endings for.
Yeah. He's Carrie Fisher.
He wrote World War Z. Not this may not be your favorite film, but he rewrote the ending of World War Z because it was apparently a disaster.
It's a good
he
movie.
wrote the ending of Ghost Protocol with Christopher McQuarrie because that was a disaster.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, those script doctors. Look, I like his stuff lately. He hasn't hit all home runs, but I like his stuff lately.
Yeah,
he's
kind
of hit
or miss
from 2020.
The Hunt is good. That's a good movie.
Good.
Is it not great?
Should have been great.
Look, he's not even credited on some of the things.
He was just talking about Star Wars. He was because he loves it so much, like you, Rhett, that if it can't be great, he says it shouldn't be made.
I don't disagree with that.
Is Star Trek Into Darkness great?
No,
it is not.
It's not.
Well, I mean,
how about Cowboys and Aliens?
Hey!
Cowboys and Aliens.
Wait.
Lindelof is not necessarily the best judge of great.
Listen,
wait.
The Watchmen was amazing.
Watchmen and some of
Let Garrison talk. He's waiting.
Go. The Leftovers.
Wait. Into Darkness was also written by Kurtzman and Orci, was it not?
Yes, Kurtzman.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's
god awful.
Yeah.
And they're still running Star Trek to this day. Or Kurtzman is.
Kurtzman definitely
didn't touch Picard season 3 though, and it's
Kurtzman wrote Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I rest my case there.
yeah. You mean the franchise killer?
Kurtzman did say that he has heard the fans and that legacy could happen, but we're talking about Star Trek here. So, I mean,
Kurtzman also wrote.
Nobody cares about that nerd stuff.
A couple of Transformers movies, didn't he? Didn't he write Revenge of the Fallen? I don't think
if he wrote The Last Night, that is a masterpiece. If he wrote that movie, I'm telling
Last
you,
Night is a ridiculous fun movie. I like The Last Night.
In IMAX is one of the.
That finale is just balls out nonsense.
I have not seen anything.
Lots of cocaine while he was
writing
writing
Transformers.
3 was my favorite one. I really liked 3. People really hate 3 for some reason, but I love.
I will tell you, my understanding is if you really like the former Transformers film, you're really going to like Rise of the Beast.
Well, I saw today that it was absolutely unwatchable, and they are trying to save it in post with 12 different editors working on it.
Oh no! Oh no!
I saw that today, so we'll see.
That sounds like the other Transformers films.
Well, how did that turn out?
The Last Night is my second highest Transformers movie, just behind Bumblebee.
That finale is some of the craziest stuff I've seen.
It was just dumb fun.
Cybertron falling to Earth the whole time. Yeah, absolutely things that you've never seen before and will never see again.
The scope of it was insane.
Now, Dark of the Moon sucked.
Dark of the Moon was
that's my favorite one.
No,
really?
I love it. I love it.
Earl, I'm with you here. I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm just sitting in judgment.
Beauty.
We're
sitting in our pretentious
Age of Extinction was bad as well.
It was real bad.
So the first one isn't that great either.
But it's not as bad as the second one.
No.
I've only seen the first 2, and the second one was enough of a turnoff that I was like, I don't want to see
never
anymore.
went back.
Look, we've even lost Brian. Brian has left us. We have no viewers because we started talking about Transformers.
We
movies.
actually don't have no viewers.
Yeah, Brian left. He's like, if they're going to talk about Transformers, I'm out.
So let me go back. Let me go back for a minute.
Blame it all on me.
Let me bring it back. So we'll bring back that Star Wars audience. That
huge, massive Star Wars YouTube.
Everybody
audience
should come flooding back in. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we not think Bo-Katan Kryze will show up? She's going to show up in Ahsoka, right?
Yeah.
No. I don't think she'll show up in Ahsoka, but she could be in whatever the season 4 of The Mandalorian's going to be, whether it's Rangers of the New Republic or whatever it's going to be.
I think she'll be in
if there's
Ahsoka.
a season 4 of Mandalorian, it's season 4 of Mandalorian.
I'm just saying they could
or in
decide
the
to call
movie.
it
I mean,
else.
she's going to ride that mythosaur at some point. I'm not sure where.
Yes, she'll definitely. I don't think she'll be back for an extended period of time. Yeah, but I think she'll be back for an episode or two, and then I think she'll have a big part to play in the movie.
Be like, just they'll be.
Oh yeah, that's what you need to look forward to is the movie, the payoff of all of this for the movie in 2027. I don't know.
Now, from what I saw Katie Sackhoff say today, it looks like she'll have a good opportunity at some cons to make some pretty decent money.
Don't.
I'm part of the 2%.
No,
I don't know what this is.
Oh, it's not something that I wish we would have brought up. It's not something that I wish we would have brought up.
I just search her name and go to
great
news.
Monty Python song that is really relevant.
Yep. Yep.
Oh gosh. All right. Let's move on. Okay.
Red understands.
Well, the old 2% are up there.
So you'll find out later, Jacob. We'll tell you off air because I don't want to bring it up on here.
No, I would never say
I really enjoyed Katie Sackhoff in this series.
You did.
I did too.
So you're one of the 2%.
Yeah.
Well, probably, but I also just enjoyed her acting and the characterization she did.
I think he's a part of the 70%.
Yes, I'm part of that 70%.
I'm getting my percentages wrong.
I could be at several percentages.
I'm getting my percentages wrong. I'm sorry.
I expertly studied that video. I just,
with the forensics.
Yeah.
Okay. So the suit that Gideon had on was mechanized for some reason. Mm-hmm. Is that because it was a Dark Trooper suit that he created?
Yeah.
He perfected the Dark Trooper.
I just watched the
video. Oh, you just watched the video.
She's awesome.
2%. That's very funny.
No.
I'm sorry.
It was pretty funny.
I should have muted myself.
It was pretty funny.
You couldn't wait, could you? You couldn't wait till we were off the air.
Nope, I couldn't. I literally could not hold myself back.
That's understandable. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
There's a Monty Python song called "Sit on My Face." Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is.
We knew that. We already knew that.
He said it.
I had to clue Jacob in.
I already knew. I was already clued in. Clued in.
We know the song.
We know the song. You didn't have to
say there's a Monty Python song. You don't need to say the song.
You don't have to say the title of the song.
You knew it.
It was unnecessary.
I can't be part of this anymore.
Clues.
Earl's about to leave.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm trying to keep myself from singing the song.
Is that what happened to? Is that what happened to Moff Gideon's mustache?
Oh no! Stop.
That's the tune.
Stop it. You people. Oh gosh.
Okay, so you're trying to talk seriously about the armor. I thought he looked like Baron Karza from the Micronauts.
He did from the Micronauts.
From the Micronauts.
Yes. With the black and the red.
That's not a bad thing. That's
my dad.
Thing.
My dad said the same
from
thing.
Toy Story had a touch of him too.
Yeah.
He was. My dad said the same. It was like when he pulled out the Baron Karza figure to play with his Star Wars figures.
Yeah. That's a look. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. He felt like
Gideon was much more, and ironically, without the mustache, he was much more mustache twirling villain than normal. He was a little hammy, I thought.
Oh yeah, especially when Bo came in, he had some like one-liner.
Well, he kept spouting one-liners like
you Mandalorians are nothing without your gadgets. As he's in a suit full of gadgets.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like it was a pastiche of better things. Another big word of the day.
Pastiche.
And I didn't. I
think I had that for breakfast yesterday.
In this, I thought it was really, and again a little bit out of a different, like not the same take on the character that we'd seen. Really, he felt.
But he does like to ham it up a little bit. If you've watched him at the celebration,
well, he does, but his character had not gone that far until this episode.
It was a little bit like he was just really one dimensional.
Well, maybe that's because he's a clone. Oh.
Star Wars doesn't do that. We've been wanting that since the
Clone Wars. Since
Like
Obi-Wan.
there was somewhere in a Starlog magazine in 1985, somebody wrote that Obi-Wan was really the winner. Obi-Wan is
the first
clone, and you guys haven't let it go since.
Yeah,
And
I'm a believer.
Obsessed with clones.
That's why we read Star Blaster and not Starlog.
Oh.
I trust all the Starlogs.
Star Blaster, I don't even know her.
But yeah, I mean,
Center.
they're gonna do these clones. Stop it! They're gonna do these clones things. I think they're doing it. I mean,
This
I
show
don't
should
know.
be banned. Well, how
But they won't be a Force-based clone now because they couldn't get Grogu, right? So that's the only thing.
Well,
No,
well,
they
No,
were-
no, no. He said he
know-
had it. He
we
said
know
he
that
had
the-
it made.
Oh, did
Before
he?
they could even take their first breath.
Yeah.
Why not? What were you waiting on? Were they done? Were they cooked?
Yeah.
What
Let
a
'em
moment
out.
his eyes.
we hadn't let him cook yet. So
Yeah.
Hold up.
And
Let 'em
the
cook.
That's true.
Beskar. So
Let 'em
this
cook.
planet is covered in.
They got to get
No,
that
Breaking
crag in
Bad, I
their
get
head.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of stupid crap in the Mandalorian still, but this episode was not the worst thing I've ever seen. It was. I felt nothing afterwards, and that's an improvement over many of the episodes this season.
You didn't feel loathing.
Nothing.
Like, it was a lot of really good action, and it was
Yeah.
then it just kind of ended, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, the first 2 seasons kind of had like big stuff happening at the end, and
Mhm.
this one didn't, and okay.
Like I
on to
kept
the next.
waiting for an after credit scene, and there
It was
wasn't
a
anything.
it was a denouement. It was
Yeah,
a
well,
denouement.
and I'll say
Very
that too.
surprising.
That's a great word, and I was about to use it. I'll compare it to Picard season 3. Picard season 3, the finale had several endings. There was a good.
Yeah.
It was wrapped up 20 minutes early, and then there were all these character moments
Oh,
in-
I'm going to start crying.
where that really worked and paid off a lot.
Yeah.
This felt like just this tacked on tedium to me that didn't. It felt like a letdown. I mean, it wasn't terrible, and I like that. Oh, that final scene was good, but just the journey there after everything kind of resolved, it was a little bit plodding, and there weren't any really great payoffs. I mean, there's Carson Teva, anybody's favorite character. You know,
there's a lot of
Tim's
There's some
convenient.
Carson Teva fan
Can I also interject? So I have not had as big an issue with the season as you guys have necessarily. But there are some scenes that we cut in on, and guys deliver lines, and it is so wooden.
Yeah, Carson Teva.
And part of that was Carson Teva this episode.
He stinks at acting. What are we doing? Just
what
because
made
you're a
me-
fan doesn't mean you get to be in Star Wars, Lizzo.
Well, he's really good on that
All
Kim's
Sun
Convenience
Hyung
show,
Lee.
apparently.
Yeah,
He's
he's
really
good there. But this, that's why I called him out specifically. Was I had just watched it a few minutes ago, and that end scene with him,
it was weird.
That's
awful.
gotta
He's
be
never
on,
been good in this
That's
show.
got to be on Rick Famuyiwa, though. I mean,
Correct.
that's
Something
what I
there. Yeah.
you've got to get a better performance out of him as the
You
director.
can't let those through.
Because
Yeah.
he
Well,
had.
but he's the stoic cop, right? I mean, he's
But he had some better scenes in season 2. I mean,
Well,
he was
as he
doing
continued to talk in the bar scene, it was better. But like the beginning of the conversation was like, what happened?
Yeah, it was like so robust.
It was like rehearsal.
almost AI generated.
it might have been like her.
right.
Oh, can I talk about one of the stupidest theories I've ever heard
Sure.
that I really hope doesn't come
Mephisto?
true?
Yeah,
Go
Mephisto and WandaVision.
No, about Filoni bringing back Plo Koon, because they said that you could clearly hear his character say Plo Koon at the bar. That's just because that's Dave's favorite character, and that's probably just what he was talking about, because he's like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to talk about. Plo Koon did this, Plo Koon did that, and then it just got picked up on ADR.
Oh,
Like,
really? So that he said Plo Koon at
That's what they
Well,
said. On my rewatch, I couldn't hear it.
I'm gonna
But
have to turn the sound all the way up into
That's
my headset.
right. That's
put
right.
the headphones on.
And,
Yeah,
and he certainly didn't take off his like cowboy hat or
Star
his,
Wars does not plant seeds that way.
no.
No.
Not usually.
has.
No.
And people have been acting like that's some big reveal now for decades of Star Wars, and it's stupid. It's stupid. And thank you, Jacob, for calling it a stupid theory. Because
And they were even talking about how in season 2, how the stand-in Jedi was Plo Koon, and nobody blinked an eye. Nobody blinked an eye because nobody outside of real Star Wars fans know who Plo Koon is.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Right.
they're just like, okay, this
Look, most
Jedi
people
dude.
that work in production on those things and post production are not even fans necessarily,
No,
or big enough fans to know who Plo Koon
Right.
is. Yeah,
Right.
you don't have Sam Witwer there doing the CGI on Luke. Like,
right. Right.
You don't have people like that working on it for the most part. Like Sam Witwer, Freddie Prinze Jr., it's rare, Dave Filoni, to have those people that like really, really know every detail about Star Wars like a Star Wars fan does.
He is the guy to know all the details, right?
Yeah, I mean, and look, Filoni, I think he's good for Star Wars, but also they got to be really careful with like letting him go too far sometimes.
I think he has gotten a little far up Kennedy's butt,
maybe
metaphorically, and
I hope
probably not literally, but who knows? And I know he's beloved among the Star Wars fandom.
No, and I love him too. Yeah,
I'm seeing some red flags where you're like, maybe you shouldn't give him the keys to the kingdom.
But let's wait. And
this season of Mandalorian, I think, falls on Favreau more than it does Filoni.
Favreau and Famuyiwa.
Yes, I think the marriage of Favreau and Filoni works really, really well, and that's what we had in season 1 and 2.
I think they can. So, like any good collaboration, you've got to kind of go to war for your ideas, and I think they can come out and push up each other's positives, if you know what I'm saying. But how many projects are we going to have with them together writing multiple episodes? So what the hell's going on?
Are you okay?
It's not Katie Sackhoff coming over there, is it?
If so, leave your camera on.
Oh God!
Hey-o!
Oh my God!
No.
Do we need to call the
leave the mic on?
I think the police are there. I don't think we need to call them. They're there.
It's a gated neighborhood, but I guess
they've come for your dad now. Finally.
No, they past us. So.
Okay. What were you saying?
What was I saying? Oh, I was just saying that they're not going to be able to write all the episodes for all these shows together. So,
I don't think that we're going to see them collaborate at all together anymore.
I do hope. Look, at the end of all this, that they write the movie together.
I would want that.
Maybe.
If that's even ever going to happen.
Who's going to write the movie together?
Favreau and Filoni.
No, he's going straight to Chef 2.
Chef 2.
I'd be okay with that.
Like, I really do think that there's reasons for why they worked so well together in that season 1 and 2 and what they brought out of each other.
Yeah.
Filoni brought that real Star Wars sense and like kind of what Star Wars is. Well, Filoni is so good at tapping into what America loves with, like, look at Elf, look at Chef. Like, those are two movies. Look at Iron Man. Like, those are movies that like are widely accepted and enjoyed. And he was able to bring that to the first 2 seasons.
Well, and he was bringing that Western sensibility and also kind of working off of Filoni's love of that as well. Sort of that High Plains Drifter concept, lone wolf and cub.
Favreau brought the Western. Filoni brought the like Kurosawa.
Yeah. Well, but and in this season in particular, it felt like, and even though I know Favreau wrote all these episodes, but it felt like
except for the penultimate, that was Filoni.
Yeah, well, maybe he did it with this under this mandate of
Famuyiwa.
Seeds have to be planted, these things have to be covered, these things have to be set up, and he either was pissed off and bitter about it, or he can't work under somebody else's conditions. Something happened that.
I don't buy all this.
Well, you could not buy it, but you said earlier, in fact, that
I think it's something that
I did, but that doesn't mean that the creator of the show was pissed off, and so he did it on purpose.
He didn't suddenly stop being a competent writer. So something happened. There was some transition that occurred.
I think in the first 2 seasons, it was much more collaboration between he and Filoni for the writing, and he didn't have Filoni with him this time for the writing, except for
I don't think Filoni
2 episodes.
You guys think Filoni is the savior of Star Wars?
He's a good writer.
I'm not saying he's a savior. Look, in another geeky circle, to think about comics for a second, just personally for me. The X-Men comics written by Chris Claremont. Everyone loves Chris Claremont comics, but the best Chris Claremont comics are the John Byrne Chris Claremont comics because they fought over ideas so much that they both had big ideas that they wanted to push forward.
A raison d'être.
Yeah. It's a really complex process.
Now we're bringing in big
look,
French
Earl's
words.
confusing me with French over here.
They raised the level. All boats levels were raised. Or
yes, that's exactly right.
Dude, I've got a couple of those original Byrne Claremont comics too, and I had no idea what I was buying when I was a kid, but I was like, oh.
That's probably what it was. It's like Favreau could not have access to Filoni because he was working on Ahsoka so much, and so there's your quality dip.
Look, we're coping here, Rhett.
Yeah, I know you're coping. Then it's
I think that there's.
I'm not going to dismiss it like Rhett is.
I'm
think
going to look
like
at Grogu Rule 34 while you guys hash this out.
No, I mean,
I also think this is something that we can get into next week. Because I think there is something that happened at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian and the beginning of season 3 where Star Wars went through really weird stuff and like just bizarre, like no movies came out. Like
it's a good teaser.
Yeah,
I'm tuning in.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And so something happened. I don't know if it has to do with Filoni, but something happened to Star Wars between end of season 2 and the beginning of season 3.
Well, yeah, because think about it. There was a 2-year break between season 2 and season 3. That's a long break. Like, I don't know why it took them so long with all the technology.
Can we blame COVID? I don't know.
Can we? To me, let me give an allegory.
It's a close set. I mean,
let me give an allegory. Is this season like Avengers: Age of Ultron, where they told them we've got to put in a bunch of things to set up other things, and because of that, it felt like things were disjointed. Some things didn't. So does that make sense? Now I actually like that movie too.
Earl, you're perfect. Joss Whedon equals Jon Favreau.
There we go.
Snap.
Except not as a person.
Up for libel.
Oh, I know. Not as a person. Not as a person.
Or slander spoken. Slander.
Yeah. But just like you're having this corporate organization say, you've got to put this in your show. You got to do this. You got to try to set this up.
Because you're right. Age of Ultron is overstuffed with a bunch of ideas that don't really pay off like they wanted them to. Ragnarok is set up in that film, and it's not even close to the same as it's paid off later.
It's brooding and dark, and
and that's where they wanted to take it at the time.
That was everybody complains about that, and goes back to Joss, and he was like, "Oh, my vision was compromised because I was forced to do all these things." Wasn't that the only thing in that movie that felt out of place? Was that one Thor scene that was like?
No, it was all the dream sequences, and it takes about like 20 seconds.
There was all the WandaVision, all the Wanda stuff that she made them see different things. Well, that was not terrible foreshadowing.
Right, but
no, I love Age of Ultron,
but it didn't pay off.
I like that movie too.
It did pay off. It paid off in Infinity War and Endgame. You had the broken shield. You had everybody basically defeated.
Well, and I'm not even saying that
terrible,
it didn't pay off,
but it totally drags the pace of the film down when you hit that point. To me,
yeah, I get what you're saying, but at least that was. To me, that felt more organic because it was Wanda messing with their heads, and you could have almost shown any psychedelic nonsense, whether it paid off or not. It fit what was happening in the context.
If we do want to talk about things that don't necessarily make sense, Iron Man 3, he's got like PTSD, and then Age of Ultron, Tony is he's fine now.
Yeah.
They didn't stick to that as hard as they could.
Well, they were thinking about doing alcoholism, right? Weren't they at one time going to?
That was in 2 a little bit.
Anyway, we're getting a little bit off course, but
well, no, I mean, I think I don't know.
I mean, what else?
We skewed off long ago.
Well, we won't want to talk about the future of Star Wars. Remember?
Yeah, that's next week. That's next week.
We'll talk about the past of Marvel.
I mean, all in all, I think anybody, if you're watching any YouTube show that doesn't admit that season 3 is a little less than 1 and 2, they're disingenuous.
It was less. It was less.
Mikey, people have opinions. I don't
know. That's you cannot have that opinion about this season.
Why?
You cannot say no.
I hate that. I know. I do not endorse.
Okay.
Yeah, gatekeeping.
I agree with you that season 3 is worse than the first 2.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think people can legitimately feel that it was better than season 1 or something. Yeah.
What if somebody didn't like season 2 and they're like season 3 was
better? People have bad
better.
taste, Mikey. It's
some people like connecting.
Twilight made a lot of money.
Electrodes and taking an electric shock. I mean, you can't. There's no accounting for
That's
something.
true. Yeah, it takes all kinds. You're right. It does.
People
It takes
have
all
bad
We
kinds.
just talked about something that exists because people like it with the rule stuff.
Rhett loves all those Transformer movies. I mean,
some of them.
Wow.
I love Dark of the Moon.
That's true. Okay. Forget what I said then. You're right. Maybe somebody can think this is the best Star Wars that's ever been made.
I didn't say that.
There's at least one Twilight movie that is on the top 100 grossing movies of all time list.
That's
Mikey,
true.
I just want to remind you, your caveat was the first 2 seasons of this show, not best Star Wars thing ever.
I know. Okay, that's fair.
It's all right, Garrison.
What is the best Star Wars thing ever?
The best Star Wars things ever.
Empire Strikes Back.
Probably.
That's easy.
A New Hope.
It's too easy.
Andor.
But to me, it's Return of the Jedi.
Andor's the best Star Wars
that.
thing ever.
Favorite is Return of the Jedi. I think
so looking forward to seeing that in the theater.
I can't wait.
I like a New Hope.
It's been many
4
years.
days. It's one of 2 Star Wars movies that I have not seen in the theater. That and A New Hope.
Awesome.
Should I count? So I saw it with an orchestra. Would that count as theater?
Nope, that doesn't count.
Okay, so this will be my first time seeing it.
We cannot count that, sir.
Yeah, you cannot count that.
I saw
I'm
Empire Strikes Back
gatekeeping
in
you seeing
Laramie
Star Wars with
during
an
COVID.
orchestra.
It was with an orchestra at a really active crowd, giant theater, like stadium kind of thing. Yeah.
I bet it was awesome.
It was.
I saw Empire like that.
Yeah, they haven't done the orchestra thing here in Birmingham yet, with like where you can watch the movie while watching.
No, that kind of stinks.
It's weird. You'd think we'd.
I did Wizard of Oz here actually.
Oh, that
Do
way.
we think 4 years from now we get Star Wars in the theater?
A New Hope
for its 50th?
No, we're talking about. Oh! I see what you're saying. Yeah, A New Hope. I'm sure. Yeah,
I hope.
I think so.
Oh yeah, for the 50th they'll do it.
Yeah.
No re-release.
Makes total sense.
Because
it's been a minute for that too.
For the 40th,
the original theatrical cut.
Yeah, no,
Ooh,
yeah,
that'd be ballsy.
If George is dead by 2027,
I was about to say George is gonna have to be dead for that to happen.
Yeah,
and of course I've worked Ahsoka into she will now be.
This is
pretty good.
This is my my 2027 cut of
He's made a whole new cut.
I need everyone gets
it's an
everyone
8K scan from the
buy
negative.
one get one free to my museum.
I added a new pointless Jabba scene in there.
That's right. He's going to go over the tail again, or whatever that.
It says everything that was already said in the film before, but I just thought it looked really cool, and I just didn't have the technology at the time to do it like I really wanted to do it.
It's the cami cut.
I had to put this porn actress back in the film.
Yeah, the porn actress. Exactly.
Wendy, yeah.
No,
Cammy.
Yeah.
Cammy, I thought Wendy.
Q Stark. It was Q Stark, right?
Yeah.
As Wendy.
That was not pornography.
I would love a little, a big Starklighter.
Erotica. You want to see pornography? You look up Grogu Rule 34.
Oh, okay.
Nobody wants to
Mikey,
see
shut
that.
this down now. Shut it down.
Nobody wants to see that. Okay, we got to wrap this up. So yeah, next week I did want to say what we're going to do because generally we just are talking about TV shows on here, but the next TV show which we're going to be covering is Secret Invasion, and it doesn't come out until June. So we're going to have a bunch of random shows.
We got some movies coming up.
We've got a bunch of movies that we're going to do roundtables on.
Transformers.
We're gonna do Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Spider-Verse happens in between then.
We're gonna do a rewatch of the original Spider-Verse and then do the sequel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what? We're gonna do what?
I didn't know this.
We're gonna rewatch that.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna make an announcement when we do the Spider-Verse episode. I'm gonna do a little 5-10 minute rundown of the history of the Spider-Verse.
Yep, 100%. We'll have room for all that stuff.
What about Wreck-Raft? Do you know about
Wreck-Raft? And we're not done with Star Wars because May the 4th has a bunch of Star Wars stuff coming out. So we are going to do Visions like we did last year.
Visions.
Yeah.
Are you doing a Guardians special?
Yes, we're doing Guardians. We're doing Blue Beetle. We're doing
I'm ready.
He recoiled.
I am ready to shed tears on the Guardians episode.
Oh, dude,
they kill every single character.
They're gonna kill everyone. James Gunn loves doing that, so he'll probably kill all of them. It's gonna be dramatic.
It's a Rocket. They won't kill Rocket.
I can't say anything.
Yeah, Garrison knows
the whole story.
Garrison knows.
I don't know anything, and my guess is they kill everybody but Chris Pratt.
No, they need to kill him and let everybody else live. That's what they need to do.
Rocket.
They should.
Yeah. No, he's got
impact.
He's got like a girlfriend.
He'll go back to his old life.
Girlfriend voiced by Linda
Cardinelli.
Yeah, exactly. From Scooby-Doo.
From Freaks and Geeks.
Or Clint's wife.
From Marvel City.
From Age of Ultron.
Exactly, from Age of Ultron.
That's right.
I still haven't said what we're doing next week. We're going to have like a Star Wars State of the Franchise address. We're going to just sort of talk about what we feel, since it's going to be on
when do we stand up and clap during this address? I mean,
that's an offline discussion that's revealed while it's happening. Do we all have to write our own speeches?
I'll be here, but it'll just be dangling feet.
Do we have like opposing State of the Union? It's like Picard season 2.
I was going to say, I'm going to mimic Clint Eastwood's RNC address, and it'll just be my empty chair.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And I'm trying to get Steve from Geek Out Loud to join us for that one.
Yes,
we'll see. He said
for me, I may be.
So I secretly sent him a link last week.
Okay.
He replied to my email at 7 a.m. like, "Whoops, I missed it.
Yeah.
I just gave up after Mikey didn't send me one by 9:30."
So no, I asked Steve from Geek Out Loud. He's been on the Deucecast a couple times.
He does the epic rants.
He does a good rant. He was on the 500.
That guy brings it every time.
That would be a really good episode for him to be on. So I'm hoping he can join us. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So if I invited him already, and he said send him the link, and we'll see what happens. If he shows up, that'd be fun. But because I mean, he's an old school, he's an OG Star Wars fan. So I think talking about what he feels like the state of the Star Wars franchise would be quite a conversation to have. Now, be forewarned, it could be a 3-hour epic conversation, though.
Yeah.
So we could go like.
I can't wait for it to spawn a new gate.
Oh, maybe. I know what. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Has anybody tried getting Katie Sackhoff on?
Apparently, it doesn't take much.
She's on the big show.
Or the show. Or on the show.
That's Christian Harloff. I mean, he's been around Star Wars for a long time. I mean, so they're buddies. So I mean, yeah.
We'll just private this video before we go on.
Wow. Speaking of
on this show, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I will say, even though Yellowstone's never coming back, today I interviewed a musician that was on the show, not on the show, but his music was featured, Gethin Jenkins.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, so was that on your radio show?
Yeah, but we haven't played it yet. It was just pre-recorded, so we might play it on Thursday. So
okay, cool, awesome. Well, you can plug that when it comes around to you. Garrison, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at GRyfun3, GRYFUN3, where I'm currently just drowning in the love that the Flash film is currently receiving from its first screening at CinemaCon.
Oh, that's right, the reactions.
The reactions are crazy right now.
Awesome.
Just insanely off the charts. I've seen one negative reaction, and it is by a guy who genuinely doesn't
like anything
comic book movies all the time. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
The other reactions have been awesome. So yeah, as a Flash fan, I'm excited. You can follow me there and on Letterboxd at GRyfun.
Awesome. Earl is off the grid. He cannot be found anywhere unless you happen to be in the Deucecord, our Discord server.
You got to watch for me. I just zip in and swoop out.
He's in and out, so it's every once in a while. Roth, where can people find you and plug? You've never plugged your radio show.
I know. I rarely do it. That's because
it's country.
That's how I make money.
Oh, okay.
And
well, if you don't want to plug that,
I'm fine plugging with it. I just don't really care about it. It's just a job. I care about my podcast. I care about
plug your podcast. You had a fun episode with Melissa, who was in the chat earlier. It was a really good episode.
Yeah, Good Day for a Movie podcast. We reviewed Frequency.
I love that
Melissa.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah, we all enjoyed it. To most people's surprises, including Sage, enjoyed it.
I noticed.
That's very surprising, and I love that he did.
Mm-hmm. Our next episode is on. We just reviewed it last night, and I can't remember the Breakfast Club. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, so we're squeezing 4 movie reviews into a week. Because they're going to be in Colombia, I think.
That's right. They're doing their ayahuasca trip, aren't they?
Yeah. So
Are they what?
I've got lots of movies in my head. No, it's. I think it's for a wedding, but
okay.
But they're going to South America, guys.
Yes, they are going to South America. Again, this is their second time in South America in 2023.
Yeah, they almost didn't make it back the first time.
Do they get that powder into the country? Do they bring it back in?
Tell them to take their own bucket. They'll need it.
If you need some, we'll talk after this is over.
All right.
Roth from Wyoming on the socials. 1033 The Range is the radio station. If you go to 1033therange.com, you can listen anywhere. We've got an app as well.
It's great fun. It's old school country.
It's old country, the 50s to like 2002.
Yeah.
So it's the old stuff.
Conway Twitty.
Yeah,
Conway Twitty, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, George Jones.
I bet that's people love that.
I loved
You Down, best Conway Twitty song.
Which one?
I'd love to lay you down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rhett, where can people find you on the internet?
I will be on Paramount Plus, letting Picard wash over me like a spring breeze.
A refreshing spring breeze.
Cleansing water that flows.
Baptized by Picard.
Watch, I just scrub the Mandalorian off.
Like Wesley Kimmel was baptized.
Okay, so do I have to watch season 1 and 2?
No.
You should definitely never do that.
Never watch.
Do I have to watch any Star Trek?
There is a pivotal. There's a pivotal scene about his mom in season 2.
Yeah, there is. It's pivotal.
It's so pivotal.
It is referenced 0 times ever.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, my dad's currently watching without watching season 1 and 2. So I think
you don't have to. If you watched The Next Generation, you can get as much out of season 3, even if you didn't watch the whole thing. You can get as much out of.
There's like 10 episodes of TNG that you could watch the essentials and be totally up to speed for this.
Probably.
But it helps to know the character. When you see all of it, the characters mean more and they matter.
Yeah. Sure.
But if I've only seen the first 2 JJ Star Treks.
Yeah, then
that's it.
All my homework is Nemesis. So, Nemesis is the greatest Star Trek film of all time.
Man. Nemesis gets a little bit of a bum rap. It's not a terrible action movie.
It's
a terrible Star Trek movie.
Yes. Exactly. All right. Well, like I said, we'll be back next week talking more Star Wars because, it's going to be May 2nd, just a couple days away from May 4th. So, why
most of us will have seen Return of the Jedi in the theater.
That's right. And we'll be able to talk reactions to Return of the Jedi in the theater. It'll be only the second time for me because I saw the 97 one.
The last time I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater, I was in the womb.
So. This is a big deal.
I was born in August of 97.
What day is everybody going? I have to go at a weird time. Yeah,
I'm going Saturday at 3:30.
I've got to
probably
go.
not going.
Yeah, if I get to go, it'll be late Friday, so I don't know. We'll see.
I messed up.
Well, Red, if you want to, we'll
you guys go to the late show.
Red's got a show. He's got a.
But he said there's a one at 10:30.
Like 9:30. Yeah, it'd be 10:30 when I go see it. So if you want, let's talk.
Don't skip Return of the Jedi in the theater.
I want to see it, but that's late. That's a long day for me. But
I saw it in '83. I saw it back
Earl.
And I saw it in '96 or whenever they did the re-releases.
97
or something. Yeah.
Earl, do you even Star Wars? All right.
Even Star Wars, bro.
Earl's more of a sequel trilogy guy.
That's true. That's true.
When they re-release Rise of Skywalker.
Shout out to Brian, Melissa, and Ted hanging out in the chat this evening. We scared off a lot of people with our Transformers talk. I promise that won't happen until we talk about Transformers Rise of the Beast. So we'll talk about that.
Steve's on. Transformers is a high likelihood.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do a binge of the Transformers this summer. We'll see.
Have you not seen any of them?
I haven't seen any since the second.
Listen, I don't think you want to watch all of those in like tight.
No, you do. I actually disagree. I think just
your brain. You will not. Your
brain can't.
I'm going to hate the definition of brain candy.
You'll lose like 60 IQ points.
You'll get a cavity for sure.
I'm gonna have brain damage. Apparently.
Yeah. We there's nothing we can do for you.
You'll need ayahuasca after that.
Oh, he's playing us off.
Outro music?
Is this Feed the Ducks?
No, this is Lo-Fi.
Okay. There's a Feed the Ducks one on there that's pretty good.
I like Lo-Fi.
All right, play us off, brother.
Maybe I don't like this. I don't know. All right,
it's a little mellow.
Have a good one, everyone. See you next week.